gonna put the up.
Oh, big wow.
I am not a Debbie Downer.
Oh, okay.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. I do. Okay, so you're smelling.
Everyone, I have a special announcement. Vicky wants the people to know she is not a Debbie Downer, okay? She's a fun girl. She likes to whoop it up. Please do not call her a Debbie Downer. Hey guys, welcome to my channel where I do weekly recaps of the Real Housewives franchise. That's right, I recap every city, every episode, every week. Today I'm here to recap the Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 20, Episode 5. Before I do so, if you happen to like my content, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Join the conversation down in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so when I drop new content, you'll get a special alert. Okay? So we start this episode off with two scenes going parallel, two parallel scenes happening at the same time, all right? It starts off at a place called Mad Lounge where Jen and Vicky are meeting up. Jen is getting her a mask and Vicky's getting a hydrofacial. Vicky wants to make it clear she's not a Debbie Downer. She's proclaiming this to Jen. Jen is like, girl, all right. So now they're talking about the box party where the whole Debbie Downer thing came up at. And they saying how you think it went, how you think and Jen asked her what she thought of Tamara's apology to Shannon. Vicky says she saw a softer side of Tamara. She haven't seen that soft side of her, and she's seeing that, a friendlier side of Tamara. Jen says that she feels like when it comes to Heather, Heather always wants to present as perfect, and she doesn't care if her friend is perfect all the time or not, and she wants Heather to just stop being perfect and be real. So Jen tells Vicky that she went to dinner with Tamara and Carmela the other night. And while this is going on, we go over to Carmela's Corona Del Mar home. And Emily is coming by to visit to get us. She comes by and Carmela gives her a tour of the place, but she's giving it to her like a real estate agent, okay? So they're talking about, Emily's asking her how it is having teens because Annabelle is 13. So when she gets to that, because she see a picture of the 17-year-old one, so she's telling her, it gets a little easier, but it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing. So then Carmela makes them some lattes. They sit down and talk. Carmela's kids stay at the house in Rancho Santa Fe, but she works in Corona Del Mar, so this home is closer to her home, and this home is like her happy place. So she tells Emily about her dinner with Jen and Tamara, and she tells her that they was telling her that people had a lot to say about her, buying her the bag as a gift, and that Gina felt the way about it. So now Emily tells her, yeah, Gina was talking about it, but out of concern as my friend. But then she also tells her how Vicky is calling her a liar and questioning her, what she's saying. So Carmela is like, I don't understand why she's saying that about me. She's giving me a hard time. So Carmela's trying to figure out, like, do you think it's a generational thing, like from girls from her generation like that? So back at the Med Lounge, Vicky is talking shit about Carmela, about her job and how she's not a developer and she's fronting and, being basically imposter. Jen tells her that Carmela told her that she made 1.4 on her first sale. She's like, Jen is like basically saying she made 1.4 on her first sale. And Vicky is like, oh, why is she telling you to, why is she telling you her profit margins? Like, something seems suspect. Vicky is very skeptical. She feel like something is off. She said that, what's the word she said? It's not passing the sniff test. So Jen lets her know that Carmela invited her on her next development project. And Vicky is like, wait, what? She inviting you on her next development project. Back at Carmela, she's telling Emily the same thing, and Emily is asking her, like, what's she gonna do? So she's like, I'm gonna have her pick out some towels and the flooring and stuff. So Emily is like, and what are you gonna compensate her? So she says she's gonna give Jen $20,000. And Emily is like, wow, oh wow. Like, so Emily is like, you gave me a $3,000 bag, now you giving her $20,000. So now you see why the ladies are saying, like, you trying to throw your money around or whatever. Meanwhile, back at Med Lounge, Vicky is still going in, warning Jen, telling her do not invest. She's saying, watch. Carmela's gonna end up asking Ryan to invest in her business. She's seen this before. She know how this is, and she's trying to warn Vicky. She's warning Jen, like, don't get involved with this if that's what she wanted to. Oh wow. Vicky seemed like she's hating, if you ask me. She seemed like she's jealous. And Jen feel like Carmela doing her thing, and if Carmela's gonna show her how to get some money, yeah, hell yeah. She wanna be interested in that. She's selling homes for, she sold over 100 million in homes, so yeah, she went in. And I don't blame her. Back at Carmela's, Emily is telling her, they're still talking about Vicky and talking about Carmela. So Emily is asking Carmela if she's coming, if Vicky invited her to her party, because Vicky's having a dinner. Carmela said Tamara invited her, so she's coming as Tamara's +1. She says she feels uncomfortable coming, being that Vicky talking all this about her and trying to give her a hard time. So now she feels weird, being that she wasn't invited personally from Vicky. So now Emily asks her, like, do you have a criminal history, a background or something? And she's like, yeah, I do. Emily is like, wait, tell me more. So she apparently had a restraining order at one point when she was 20 years old. Her ex-husband, who was her husband at the time, well, who's still legally her husband, but when they were together, I guess it was some girl he was messing with, her ex. They got into it, so the girl had a restraining order against her. They ended up being in the same place, a bar. And she said that they was close to each other, and she was being stubborn. She didn't want to leave because the girl was there. She got up on a stripper pole, and, you know, she was dancing, and the girl said something slick, so they was arguing, and the girl's friend threw a drink on her. So she got arrested when the cops came because she was in the same place as the girl. And Emily is like, wow. Emily is like, where's this bar at? Tell me more about this bar. I want to go there. I want to get on the stripper pole too. So Emily was like, you know what, Carmela, you should have led with that instead of with the money. You should have led with, listen, I had a restraining order because I was going to fuck my ex-husband up. Don't mess with me. So that ends this parallel scene. Next, Tamara goes to visit her daughter Sophia at Sophia's new apartment. The cat Jasper is there. Hey, boo. So they're talking, and, you know, Sophia is telling Tamara how she's going to give her boyfriend a set of her keys. And Tamara's like, oh, so you feeling him like that? You in love? She says she's in love. She feel like he's definitely the one. She's not thinking about marriage right now, but she sees him being her husband. And Tamara's happy for her, but Tamara did put her on birth control before she moved out, because Tamara said when she was Sophia's age, she was already had a baby, okay? So she got her on birth control. And Sophia asked her about the party, and how it was the box party, and she tells her it went well. She apologized to Shannon, and that went well. Shannon came ready to help her. So she's trying to keep positive, you know. She's basically being optimistic. She's trying to be nice and, you know, be friendly or whatever. Next, we go over to a restaurant called Jolie, where Gina, Heather, Shannon, and Vicky are meeting up. They all order. Gina orders the ribeye, Shannon orders the filet, Vicky orders the flat iron steak, and Heather orders the New York steak. They get to talking. Heather says that she feels her and Tamara, they had a talk and they good now after this whole, you know, conflict. Shannon appreciates Tamara's apology to her. She felt like it was sincere. She said actually when she first came to help Tamara, Pat and Tamara greeted her, and they greeted each other, and they were talking, and it was flowing. And she said that, you know, she want to stay there with them. She felt like they're going in the right place, but she don't want to ride the roller coaster anymore. She's ready to get off the roller coaster with Tamara. Heather still feels the way about Emily at the last episode when they got into it at Tamara's Puerto Vallarta party, and, you know, Emily was telling Heather that she was talking all night and she needed to let somebody else talk. Heather still feels a way about that. She felt like Emily was rude to her. Mind you, she said Emily was just saying how she's like one of her best friends, so now she's going to talk to her like that. And it made her feel away, so Heather gets emotional. She says that, you know, her family dynamic, she felt like she didn't have the family relationship that she wanted. So when it comes to her friends, she want to be herself and feel loved and not feel like she's being judged or whatever. So that hurt her. Emily could feel where she's coming from, and Gina feels where she's coming from, and Gina felt like Emily was a bit harsh with her. So Gina says that she wants to, you know, talk to Emily and hold her accountable. She said it's hard to do that, but she's gonna do that. Also, Vicky wants them to know once again, she's not a Debbie Downer, okay? Next, we go to a restaurant called Osby, where Shannon is arriving with her dad. And hey, Dad, we met Shannon's dad before, Gene the Machine. And this was my favorite moment of the episode, seeing from Shannon with her dad.
Hi, Eric. Do you have a table for two? Yeah, of course.
So yeah, Shannon and Gene the Machine arrive. Shannon orders her Kettle One soda and has some chicken parm. The dad orders a glass of Prosecco and a soul. So Shannon felt like they're very similar, and she's like, maybe, mind you, he's 97 years old. God bless you, okay, Gene? Shannon says maybe when she turned 97, she gonna give herself a nickname. So in her confessional, she starts saying all these nicknames. She's like, Shannon the Cannon, Bedora the Explorer, Bador Encore. She was just saying all these nicknames, and this is the funniest part of the episode for me.
I will probably come up with a name for myself when I'm 97. Shannon the Cannon, Badora the Explorer, Encore Bador, Hardcore Bador, Bador Conquistador, Lo Espanol.
Thank you, Shannon, for giving us the funniest part of the episode. So she's telling her father she's meeting up with a bookkeeper to help get her finances in order because she really did do that, And then they're talking about how he had a home in Rancho Santa Fe, but she wanted to go back to Las Vegas when they were younger, and he ended up selling the home. And she always loved living in Las Vegas, but now she's happy in Corona Del Mar, and she don't care about the rent. She's comfortable where she at. But the bookkeeper is gonna come help her with her finances. Next we see outside, Tamara and Gina is meeting up outside. And when Gina woke up, she like, look at you was standing there on the corner like that. Tamara like, I gotta make my money. So they get to talking and walking. Gina's let Tamara know that her stepdaughter had some emergency appendectomy surgery last night, but she came home or whatever, she had it, and she's feeling better now. The stepdaughter wanted her to come to the hospital, but she had to call the mom, and she didn't want to go through that, so she didn't. She just want to stay out the way and don't want to cause no extra stress. Tamara tells her that Carmela isn't happy with her. She tells her, I went to dinner with Jen and Carmela isn't happy with you, with everything you had to say about the bag. So Gina feel like, I just feel like it was weird. It was suspect. I'm suspicious. It just feels something is up with that. And she also feels like Emily threw her under the bus. Like, why are you telling her that? I'm telling you that. You my best friend. You're supposed to be my safe place. So, yeah. So now she's telling basically like, that's my best friend. And after I fell away. So she asked Tamara how she felt, and Tamara was like, she seems like a nice girl. I got to know her and all that, but sometimes some of the things she say, it makes me look at her sideways. So Tamara is like, Gina is making complaints, and Tamara is basically like, now you sound like Vicky. And Gina is like, no, it's not that. I just feel like she's doing too much or whatever. So, yeah, she felt away about that, and Tamara let her know that Emily told Carmela what she was saying. Next up, we see Shannon. She's in glam. So now she's texting all the other girls one by one to figure out what they're wearing to Vicky's dinner. Then we see Jen. She's in glam getting ready. The final scene in the episode takes place at a place called Rancho Capistrano Winery. And this is Vicky's dinner. And this is my favorite scene of the episode.
Oh, how pretty.
Hi,
Sylvia, welcome to Rancho Capistrano Winery.
So Vicky arrives first because it's her dinner. The lady show her where they're going to be sitting. She's telling the lady she don't want to sit at the head of the table because when she does that, people say she's a Debbie Downer because she can't hear everything that's going on and she doesn't want to be a Debbie Downer. That's the theme of this episode. Vicky is not a Debbie Downer, and she's going to remind you throughout the entire episode, honey. So she gets the drink, and as she gets her drink, Tamara arrives, and Tamara lets her know Carmela's coming. She invited her. She wants Vicky to give her a chance. She's like, you know, I had dinner with her and Jen the other night. She's a cool girl. You should give her a chance. Vicky wants everybody to stop trying to force Carmela on her and let her get to know her herself and decide for herself. But like she said, something just doesn't, she doesn't pass the sniff test. So now Heather arrives with a brand new haircut. It look good, Heather. This looks good, okay? Take it from a hairstylist. That haircut looks good, girl, okay? Vicky is still worried about being a Debbie Downer. She's like, Heather is like, well, girl, like, have fun. So Heather is like, if we could get a drink for every time she say Debbie Downer, honey, we'll all be drunk. So now Jen arrives, followed by Shannon, and then Carmela arrives. So when Carmela arrives, Vicky making faces, and Shannon is telling her, like, knock it the fuck off, chill. Like, why would you invite her if you gonna act like that? And Vicky was like, oh, I didn't invite her. So Emily is telling them that she don't drink wine or whatever. And Carmela like, yeah, me neither. She like liquor, so she has some vodka in her bag. So now Gina arrives. Vicky announces once again that she's not a Debbie Downer. We're gonna whoop it up tonight and have a good time. She's not a Debbie Downer. She keeps saying that. Okay, they should play like a little loop of her saying it. So now they order, I heard them order some steak, some avocado salad or whatever. So now Shannon tells Emily that because they talk about the Debbie Downer thing, Vicky keeps saying she's not a Debbie Downer, and Emily is like, oh gosh, what did I start now? What did I start? I'm created a monster. So Shannon is like, Emily, she was really upset about that. Emily like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, so Shannon, Vicky is like, yes, I'm someone who likes to whip it up. I'm not a Debbie Downer, and I don't like that. I don't take too kind to that. So Emily is like, listen, when you came around, I just was expecting, I haven't seen you in years, so when you came back, I was just expecting to see the funny side of you. I want to see that fun whip it up side of you. Vicky is like, oh, you're going to see it. It's going to come out slowly. Trust me, it's coming. So now, Shannon also decides to tell Heather, oh yes, also she tells Emily, me and Heather spoke as well. We went out the other night to dinner, and Heather is upset with you or how you spoke with her that other night at Tamara's box party and told her to shut up. So I'm like, Shannon is working, honey. Shannon is moving these along. Shannon is addressing all. Shannon is not playing. She's getting her checks into this episode, okay? So yes, so now Heather is telling her like, yeah, I did feel away, Emily. That hurt me. Emily is saying, I didn't tell you to shut up. I just said you were talking all night. Heather is saying, but we both talk a lot, so we have that in same in common, so I don't understand. You just saying I'm like your best friend, and now you coming for me. That hurt my feelings. Emily is like, two things can be true at the same time. Yes, you're my friend, I love you, but at the same time, you were annoying me in that moment, and I feel like you were talking and not letting me talk, and I wanted to be heard. So Emily explains herself. Gina gets involved and let her know. Gina is like, Emily, yeah, but that wasn't nice. And Emily was like, I don't need you getting involved. So Gina is like, don't say you don't need me. I'm your friend. Why would you say that? Emily is like, I don't mean it. I'm not saying I don't need you in life. I'm just saying I don't need you in this conversation right now. Let me do this. So Emily apologizes to Gina, and she apologizes to Heather and tells her that she didn't mean to hurt her feelings. She apologizes. So now Shannon, that's work, clocked in. Now she's like, yes, also we was having a conversation, and apparently a lot of people have something to say about the gift. So now she brings up the whole gift of the Dior back clutch and the vibrator. So Gina is like, Carmela, yes, I had a lot to say, and I know that you know, because I felt the way, because that's my best friend, you know. And you told Heather, but when you met me, it's funny that you and Emily so close now, because when you told me your first impression with Emily is that she asks a lot of questions. So they show a flashback of Carmela telling Heather. Heather told Gina, because you saw a flashback of Carmela telling Heather that, yeah, Emily asks a lot of questions. And Heather told Gina that. So now Gina brings that to the forefront. And Carmela is like, yeah, you know, she did, you know. And then also she brings up the bag. Heather is like, yes. And then you bring her a bag, a Dior clutch for $3,000 with a vibrator inside. Yes, that threw me off. That's a red flag for me. So now Tamara feels in her confessional, she like, I think Gina jealous or whatever, okay? So Carmela explains that She felt insecure and exposed by Emily's questions. It was just a lot coming at her at once. Emily admits, yeah, she's inquisitive, but she didn't mean any harm by that. So Carmela is like, it was just a lot coming at me. Questions about my marriage, about infidelities, about my work. It was just a lot. And it was just like, it threw me off or whatever. So I'm sorry, I was anxious about that. So Carmela also explains that when she bought the gift, she knew she was taking the risk of, if Emily didn't have a sense of humor, it might not go over well. And she's like, so now here goes Vicky. Yeah, but she opened it up in front of her kids. And Emily was like, that's not her fault. And Carmela said, that wasn't my intentions. Basically, remember, Carmela kept saying, are you going to open the gifts? She wanted Emily to open the gifts right there because it was a gag gift. She wanted to see her reaction right then and there. It was never for her intentions for Emily to take it home and open it up in front of her kids. So, yeah, Emily even said, no, that's not her fault or whatever. She didn't know that. So, whatchamacallit, Carmela saying, yeah, I didn't know that she was going, that was not my intentions, and it wasn't my intentions for my housekeeper to find all 7 of the vibrators I ordered. So they were like, wait, 7? You ordered 7? So mind you, they got distracted and sidetracked talking about the vibrators for a minute. Like, what kind? What size? So Emily in her confessional was like, she got the perfect size. It fits snug. Being real funny, but she was showing us the bag. But you thought she was talking about the vibrator now. So now Emily, she thinks Gina may be jealous. And Shannon felt like, she's like, I'm lost. Like, Gina, you need to take it down a notch or whatever. So now Carmela says that she feels offended by Gina saying she had ulterior motives in the first place. And Gina is like, no, I'm just saying that's my best friend. What I'm supposed to think. And Carmela is like, yeah, but you went and told her. You telling everybody. You didn't tell me and tell me you felt the way about it. Gina like, I don't have your number. You don't even have phone number to call. You don't even know her to give, but you gave her a $3,000 bag and a vibrator. So Carmela is like, listen, had I known in hindsight that it would have caused this much drama, I would have never bought it. I bought it because that's me. It is what it is. Gina is like, you know what? It is what it is. If that's you, I think it's weird, but if you owning it, whatever. So now Gina lets her know Vicky has been calling her a liar. So Vicky is like, I don't know. You say you're a developer. Carmela is like, what do you mean? I am a developer. I do have a job. Like, I do what I say I do. She basically she set the record straight, okay? And now, mind you, Vicky is saying her man is a developer or whatever, and he develops things. So Jen is like, it's different levels of developer. And Vicky is like, all right, that's why I'm asking questions. So here's Shannon clocking back in. She's like, Gina, yeah, but Vicky and Tamara told me that you said she wasn't even a broker or agent. And Gina is like, I never said that. So now Carmela is like, what do you mean? I'm an agent. I have my license. And she had to shut it down and set the record straight, okay?
Gina, Vicky and Tamara told me that you said she wasn't even an agent. I did not say that. She has her real estate license. We her. I'm not an agent. That's what I'm saying. You can check these things. Like, I have a real estate license. I have a California broker's license. Like, I have sold multiple properties that you can see, transactions that have closed. And she's an investor. This is where I'm trying to be. I get it.
And there you have it. There you go, Carmela. Let them know. Set the record straight, okay? Let them know, okay? I do what I say I do, okay? No matter what Vicky may think. Vicky in her confessional says that she thinks Carmela just has the word wrong. She's not a developer, she's a flipper. So now they asking her about bringing Jen on her next project and what is her goal, like how she bringing Jen on her next project and all that. And she like, yeah, I'm trying to help her out. I'm all about empowering other women. And she's like, are you about empowering other women or breaking them down, tearing them down? That shut them all up. That shut Vicky up, definitely. Hit Vicky like, yeah, I'm all about empowering other women. Shut you right on up. Act like you are then, okay? Gina lets them know that Emily actually told her that Carmela was a girl's girl. She thinks Carmela is a girl's girl. And she apologizes. She's like, I want to apologize for that. And, I shouldn't have made a big... she basically apologizes to Carmela. So yeah, Gina does apologize. Carmela accepts it. Carmela says, I understand why you felt the way you felt, and I understand why you felt the red flags or whatever. So now, Gina admits in her confessional, Carmela wasn't even supposed to know I was talking about her. That was just me talking between me and my girl Emily. Like, I don't know why she went and told her, like, girl, damn, she done put me on blast. So the episodes end with them cheers in, and Vicky is like, our birthdays is coming up. And Shannon was like, oh, she likes her. And Shannon was like, she don't even know her name. Here you go, Vicky, I do know it. It's Cruella.
May all our fights be about persons. Cheers to Carmela. Thank you for the bag. I love it. Our birthday's coming up next. Vicky likes her. Yay. She doesn't know your name, but she likes you.
And that was the end of the episode, guys. This was an average episode. It was okay. I appreciate the fact that Carmela set the record straight and let them know what y'all not going to do is question my motherfucking career, okay? I like that. She said it straight. Okay, I'm going to grade this episode a C+, all right? It was average, but the plus is I appreciated that Carmela nipped it in the bud. That was cute. The MVP of this episode, I'm going to have to give it to Shannon, because Shannon was moving these storylines along, honey. She was clocked in, ready to work. Yes, Shannon, I clocked that, okay? Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought. If you liked this video, hit the like and subscribe button. Join the conversation down in the comments down below, all right? Now, I'm finally caught up. This is 2 days late because I wanted to make sure I got this in today, okay? I'm recording this video Monday, August 10th, because last night, the reunion for Atlanta started, and then the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip premiered last night. So I already watched the reunion a little before I watched this video, and after I finish editing this video, I'm gonna watch the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, and I'll do the recap for both episodes tomorrow. So make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll get notified when I do so. If you're into Big Brother, I'm also recapping that episode. The latest episode I will be recapping shortly following this recap, all right? In the meantime, guys, I hope you guys all enjoy your week. Bye.